All right, parents, let's talk some math. So this is the starting point for today. What if I told you that you could teach your five-year-old algebra? Yeah. No workbooks, no tedious math, no endless one-on-one mentoring hour, none of that. Just get them to play a game and teach them the fundamentals of algebraic thinking or algebra. When you think about it, what is really algebra, right? Algebra at its core is a series of principles, balancing both sides of the equation, simplifying terms, isolating a variable. It's really turning a complex problem into a very simple one. It is a logic puzzle. Over the last decade, I've been obsessing around how to deliver the highest quality educational experiences for kids. I spent 10 years being a Montessori teacher and school founder, and then I moved on to work at Synthesis as a teacher, and then as our first hire for the Synthesis tutor, the math tutor. So math has been a huge part of my last 4 years. And this is my obsession. How do we deliver high quality educational experiences to kids? How do we improve quality and the nature of their thinking? Today, we're going to be reviewing Dragonbox. I've been playing with it for a bunch of hours, and that's their claim. They claim they can teach algebra to 5-year-olds. All right, well, let's examine that claim. Is it true? First of all, does it actually work? Can a game-like experience turn the learning of algebra or algebraic thinking or get kids to have a deep intuitive understanding of algebra? If you want to stay for the end of the video, I do get a little riled up when I get talking about their early math stuff, but you're gonna have to go and watch the whole video for us to get there. Dragonbox Algebra, this is the claim. Can they teach algebra to any 5-year-olds? Let's find out. Algebra 5+. But let's start at the beginning. All right, cool. So it's got two sides, very minimal explanation, two sides here and here. I like the feel. It's a pretty sleek feel, very curated, very game-like, like card game-like. All right, so to win, you must isolate the box on one side. Okay, I like this. We all know where this is going. This is the representation for an equation. And the box will be our x, or our variable, right? That we need to figure out. Okay, tap. Oh, cool. It scans it, and then it eats the rest of it. Okay, cool. So this is pretty simple. We can just tap those. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, cool. Night cards. Okay, that's great. So each of these cards, as you can see, is the opposite of the other one, right? So you combine them both. There's a positive and the negative, of course. Positive and negative sign numbers, positive and negative sign variables, etc. You combine them both. You put one on top of each other, and they get combined to this 0 or swirly. Okay. To get 3 stars, remove all useless cards. Oh, okay, interesting. So then now there's like an extra mechanic. I can isolate, but I can also remove all the useless cards. Interesting. So this is ensuring that I'm efficient in how I'm using my moves and how I'm clearing out the equation, right? Like making sure that positives and negatives go together, that I'm moving the right pieces at the right time. And later you'll see that it makes sure that I'm clearing the denominators and numerators accordingly. This is very, very well designed. Now it's going to allow me to add a card from the deck. But if I add it here, you got to add it to both sides. Okay, I'm liking this. Again, basic principle of algebra. It is like a scale. So anything you put on the right, you have to put on the left, right? And I don't know what I messed up over there, but I like that I don't know. So this is 1 here, 2, done. There we go. Okay. So again, we're going to add 1 here and of course 1 to the other side. And then we are going to remove. Thank you. These. Tap to turn a card. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I can add directly here and here. Tap, tap, done. I can add the negative of the card directly, the one that I need, which is pretty neat. So now I have to think. Now there's like a several step process, right? I'm like, okay, I have this guy here. So that means I'm going to have to add this one and this one at the same time. I can tap them both. This is all I need to do. I don't need to do extra steps. Actually, really good skill on algebra. Don't just clear up everything, right? Just clear up the variable and then deal with the rest as you need. So we've removed the Dragonbox, and now we have changed it for an X. It had a subtle X before, so you're kind of assuming that. But also, see the constraint? I only have one card that I can touch, and I know this is what I'm going to want to do. And then I'm like, okay, add it to both sides. I guess I tap here. What do I do now? Oh, so now this is the box, and I've known the box, and then now very subtly I've been able to understand that this is what's up, right? Like now the X is the box, and again, just one card, but then I'm doing it twice. Cool. So we do want to place a card here below that is setting the right foundation for how fractions work. Right? If you have something on the numerator and the denominator, then you can clear it out, right? And then again, simplify the fraction, isolate the variable, etc. Again, super well designed. Yeah, so this might fly over the head of some of the kids, and they might just stick to the logical puzzle or the intuitive understanding. For most kids, I would argue, even the intuitive understanding is building a really solid foundation from which to then start conceptualizing all of these things as they see them in different formats or like as an actual equation on paper, right? Again, the design here and the thoughtfulness is remarkable. I like this. Oh, I messed it up. Okay. So we kind of have to. Oh, also I messed this one up. Ah, interesting. Okay, so this is an interesting one, right? Because like the temptation is, oh, I've been putting the fish, the cards at the bottom first, so I'm doing quote unquote the fraction first. Whereas what you want to do here is you want to clear this up first and then do the fractions, right? Which makes this thing a lot easier. Interesting. Cool. Now it's all numbers and letters. I think the kid is just pattern matching at this point. This is harder to figure out, but since they've been pattern matching for a while, this is a huge jump. Like going from night and day cards to positive and negative numbers, huge jump, non-obvious huge jump. The two zeros go together, also kind of weird, huge jump. But to be honest, since they've been pattern matching for so long, I think they're just going to figure out, oh, this is what it wants me to do. There is some kind of pattern, so it just wants me to figure out this pattern here. Okay, so first thing we are going to want to do is get the zeros done. Oh, so you can just cook. Oh, okay. So I didn't figure this out the first time I did this level, but the zeros are the little like swirlies, right? So you can just click them. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I wonder how long it's going to take kids to figure it out. But this is neat. I am liking this, actually. This is very cool. The feel is pretty good. Oh, dang. So you want to get rid of the zeros first, and then the feel is pretty good. I will say. There we go. Dang. Even if your kid doesn't know the letters, right, or is not super confident with the letters, it doesn't matter. It's pattern matching, right? So that's cool. Too many moves. Let's just try again. See if we can make it with less moves. What is the way to do this with the least amount of moves? Maybe like this. Ah, that's probably it. Yeah. Cool. I like the okay, this is very cool. So the box is alone, check, right number of moves, and then right number of cards. This is pretty dope, actually. Because it forces you, kind of like reinforces you to be efficient in your problem solving, which is something that is always good. Oh, cool. The dragon is growing as you're feeding it. And I kind of want to see, it's kind of like the Pokemon evolution thing, where like you kind of want to see where this is going. Chapter 1 finished. Look at this cool God of the Forest, Mononoke style Pokemon thing. Pretty neat. All right, so it's chapter 2. Ooh, Mononoke. This is very Mononoke style. This is kind of Ghibli-ish. I love the designs, I will say. Oh, neat. And I can kind of see like the shape. It's like Pokemon. Yeah, it's cool. Whoa, cool. Look at this. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Okay. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then do tap, 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 tap. Neat. This is like one of those long equations, and then you start crossing out numerator and denominators, and then you're like, oh, this was easy, actually. New power. What can we do now? Oh, I can just move stuff, of course. Oh, it changes signs. Nice. Of course it does. Oh, this is super neat. Now it's putting it into equation form, which we hadn't seen. We'd only seen it once, but I think this is where it starts being super powerful, right? You're like, wait, b plus fly equals a. But this is algebra, honestly. This is literally what algebra is about. B plus fly equals a over x plus fly. I mean, heck yeah, why not? And both of these combine to 0. Interesting, interesting. What if I now put the x on top? Wait, what? Is it not allowing me to put the x on top here? There it is. Okay, great. Clear the x's. Get a b at the bottom. Clean the b's. There we go. It's a logic puzzle when you think about it, right? Really cool perspective on how to solve algebra. Look at this. Neat. I like that they're using cursive. My little Montessori heart is filled with joy on the use of cursive for no specific reason other than like I like cursive. I guess let's do this one first. Clean up. And then we'll do the eyes. Should I have done the eyes first? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really sure. Just pass it here. Ting, ting. I think this is okay. Okay. So what are we going to do? Well, clean up the 4s and then get C's under things. Oh, actually not C's under things. Let's get X's on top of things, rather. And then let's get F's at the bottom of things. Man, I can't wait until I can just move the F directly to the denominator on the other side. But this is like, okay, this is not minor, right? Like, you might think as an adult first, kids won't notice that because they have no clue that that's what happens. But as an adult, we're just told that anything that is on the numerator on one side can go on the numerator, on the denominator on the other side. And we're not, usually don't stop to think why that is. And the process of thinking through, oh, you actually add it to every single group. You actually add it to, the truth is you're adding, like we're doing here, you're adding it to both sides and then removing it on one side. You're just speeding up that process. That makes it extremely easy to then go and explain the logic behind, the algebraic logic behind something weird like fraction division or fraction multiplication. Is it going to subtract? Oh, this would be, oh my gosh. Okay, that's neat. I like that. Cool. Dragonbox Algebra. Ladies and gentlemen. Pretty freaking sick. What the heck is, like, we love the other stuff. There's like a greenhouse here that I might be able to build or something. I just have to wait around. Like, again, the feel, super neat. Look, check this out. It's like, it's such a cool, smooth, like the vibes are excellent. Delightful feel, super neat. Even the scrolling is nice, but I have to wait until like collect apples. What the heck is this? Can I like not make them grow faster? Right? Do I just need to like collect them here? Like I'm dumb. What the heck's going on? Why can't I like water the tree or something to get the apples? Yeah, okay. I can like bring them down and it's 6 and I type the 6 here. Whatever. Listen, no, this is atrocious. Like I'm not buying that. And then what is this guy doing? I have to wait a minute until it digs on the ground to make another tree or something, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Like, I just want to do bang, 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 bang logic puzzles like I did with algebra, right? I don't want my kid spending time. Also, like, there's just better ways of doing that. I like that, actually. Like, if you're gonna do this on an iPad, which you shouldn't, like, if you're gonna teach your kids addition on an iPad, again, you should not. Like, real world objects are 20 times better. Yeah, okay, like 1 plus 3 and then tracing the number is neat. It should probably like, I mean, I don't know. I there's no saving this. I would not do this with my kid. This is very heavily on the edutainment aspect of it. My main concern here is that this is not the best way to explain, or even like a great way to explain place value. And what you really want is to show kids, one, what the, like, you want to show them sensorially, like an intuitive understanding, a conceptual understanding of what addition means, which is, like, again, either putting kids together or putting two quantities together, or the next step, linear step on the number line, like, walking through the number line, you might say, adding however many steps, sliding on the number line, and then it's doing neither of those things. And then you want to show them really, really well, again, at an intuitive level, place value and how our decimal system works and what the categories are. I don't think there's a better way to do that than like number blocks, right? Or something like, which is, it's the same concept, but something like exploding dots, where you have a machine with the place values, and then once you add 10, they explode onto the next one, and then you can change the key of the machine, and then you do binary and you do all those cool things. What do I have to do? Do I have to type 4? Really? In 1? All right, this is the neat software, actually. Like, the identification of that is pretty cool. And then it's gonna do this. Yeah, again, like, do we really need? This is my main gripe with all of these. I don't know. Do we really need this to teach kids addition and subtraction? That's my problem here, right? Like, I don't think so. I don't think you need all of this sort of like gamey mechanics to teach kids addition. It's just wanting to keep them engaged and on your app for a long time, instead of like actually teaching them stuff or putting in front of them logic puzzles, which is what we did before. So the addition stuff, I'm not even going to go further, because I don't like this concept. All right, Dragonbox Algebra. So what's the overall feeling? What are the overall vibes here? Listen, I think this is excellent. It is an absolutely outstanding product. I would 100% put my kids into it. My older one is 6. I'm 100% going to just go and have him play with this. Why? Okay, first of all, we've gone over all of these things, but let's just summarize it really quick. It's just lit. The design is sleek. The depth of understanding, the depth of like understanding they get to through play is super cool. It's built as a logic puzzle, but at the same time, it is really going deep into the fundamentals of algebra. It's actually concretizing, and we're going to get to that fancy word in just a sec. It's concretizing all of the abstract concepts around algebra, like parentheses, like negative and positive numbers, like isolating a variable, like simplifying terms, how to deal with fractions in an equation, etc., etc., etc. It's great. It's so well thought out. And this is why. This is something Maria Montessori, I've got a Montessori background, as you know, and this is something Maria Montessori did brilliantly, which is bringing a sort of like very abstract concept, right? Like polynomials, like place value, like square root or cube root, and then bringing it down to and building a concrete material that you can manipulate, that makes that concept, it brings that abstract concept of cube root to a concrete material. That's exactly what Dragonbox Algebra does. And then through manipulation, right, like through playing with the equations, then once you get to the abstract part of this, which is, oh, I now have an equation on paper, then my mind already has the mental model to deal with that. My mind can now abstract that way better than if I'm just trying to do all of the work at once, right? Again, brilliant. Now, their early stuff, atrocious. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Seriously, it's not worth your time. It's super sad, because like their algebra stuff is great. Forget their early stuff. There's way better ways to deal with, to sort of like get kids to have an intuitive understanding of addition and of subtraction and place value, etc. It's just not good. but it's not in an overly edutainment focused game. It does not index super high on the edutainment stuff. It is a fun game, but it is a game, right? But it is like, it does what it's supposed to do. It's a logic puzzle, and it doesn't add sort of like Barney, the cool giraffe that's going to teach you all of these things that is completely useless, and it's treating you, it's like, you know, speaking to the kid like they're dumb. Don't do that. Don't put your kids in front of that stuff. It's just telling them they're not capable, right? What is my gripe with all of these edutainment stuff? It's particularly in math, there's plenty of that. Well, my main gripe is that all of these apps and all of these programs come at math through the perspective of this fundamental difference in how I look at math, right? And how I think we should look at math. So these people come to math with the perspective of math sucks, it's boring, kids will hate it, so we have to add a bunch of sugar on top, right? Like with a spoonful of sugar, the medicine will go down, so that it will go down easier, right? That's wrong. We should come at it from the perspective of math is insanely cool. Math is the language of the universe.